Okay, let's go over Unit 1, Lesson 2, Section 4, Exercises 22 and 23. We start off by looking at Exercise 22, which tells us to, number 1, translate, and number 2, explain the cases of the nouns. So we're going to read our first example of number 6, and it says, Post victoriam. So, post is one of our new words. It's our prepositional word, and it tells us, or we know what we know about post is that it alters the next word, the object of the preposition. So it's going to make the object accusative. And what do we know about this next word, victoriam? Well, it comes from the word victoria, victoriae, which tells us it is in the first declension, the I, and we're going to look for this ending. If we look through the first declension chart, we find the ending in our accusative singular. So here we have post, which is after the victory, singular. Alright, and it is in the accusative because it is matched with the preposition post. Now we see number 12, in partis Romae. In partis Romae. So in is another preposition we learned, and it is with the ablative. We're going to look at these two words and find out which word is the object of the preposition. Don't always assume it's the one next. Sometimes they put in descriptive words that will throw you off a little bit. So in, we're going to look at partis, and this comes from the word parta, partai, for gate. I tells us that it is in the first declension, and we're going to look for this ending, the is ending. And in the first declension, the is ending comes with the dative plural and the ablative plural. Now, Romae comes from the word Roma, Romae, and that's the first declension, also the I, and the I can be either genitive singular, dative singular, or nominative plural. Alright, so now let's do some deciphering. We know that in is going to affect the object of the preposition to be in the ablative case. So we find the ablative case right here. That would mean that this is not dative. So we have in the gates, because this is plural, the gates. And what does that leave for Rome? Well, that leaves, it's not the object, or it's not the indirect object, because there's nothing being given to it. And it's not the subject of the sentence. So it's going to be possessive. This is the of phrase, of Rome. So we will have in the gates of Rome. Now moving on to exercise 23, now they're going to have you translate from the English to the Latin. So let's give this a try. I chose number 3, which is with God. So with is our preposition word cum. And cum affects the next word by making it ablative. So God will be ablative. Well, we know the stem of God is de, and God is in the second declension masculine. We know that because we learned deus, dei, and us-i tells us second declension masculine. So we're going to look in our second declension masculine, singular, because God is singular, and we're going to find our ending, and our ending is o. So cum deo. Next up we have on account of the war. So on account of comes from the Latin word propter. So P-R-O-P-T-E-R. So propter, and propter affects the next word. So it's going to affect the word war on account of war, and it's going to turn war accusative because propter is with the accusative. So now we have to remember the word war. The word war was bellum, belli. So e, putting that in the second declension neuter. And let's look for the accusative singular because the war is singular. So the accusative singular in the second declension neuter is So we're going to write our stem bell, and we're going to add our ending So we have propter bellum.